Hi everyone and welcome to the 16th episode of the Yarnniffler podcast. My name is Sam, I'm a university student from Belgium. I love to knit and crochet while I'm not studying and sometimes when I'm studying. Hi, welcome back if you're a returning viewer, and hi, welcome if you're a new viewer. I hope to join you in whatever you're doing and let me talk about all my knitting. First off, for returning viewers, you'll probably see I'm not wearing any glasses today. That's because I lost my glasses on Friday. I'll tell you all about this at the end of the episode in the live part section, but at the moment I'm wearing contact lenses because I have some spare glasses, but they are like more sportswear and not really appropriate to wear at this time. Okay, so first off, hi, you can find me on Instagram as Sam Wyffels and on Ravelry as Yarnniffler. If there is anything that's unclear, please let me know, and I'll try to link everything in the description box below this video. Just click the little arrow or show more, and everything should be there with clickable links to my Ravelry pages. And if that's not accessible to you, just let me know and I'll try to help you. Okay, I know also last time I didn't update my Ravelry pages just because it was so busy, so normally when this is uploading tonight I will be updating all my Ravelry pages. Okay, good. So let's talk about my finished object first. My first finished object I told you about last week, but not really. I finished an amigurumi. It was a baby Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy for my sister's birthday, but I didn't want to really tell you because I know she watches these episodes and she could have seen it and I didn't want to spoil myself, so I'll put in a picture here. It's a free pattern on a blog by let me just make sure the name, by Twinkie Chan. I've made it before for the birthday of another friend, and my sister really loved it, so I was like, okay, perfect for her birthday. So what I did is I held two browns of Stylecraft Specialty Grey double, and I used a 5mm hook. I had color number 1004, and that's the dark brown, and walnut, that's 1054, and I used those colors held double just to get a little bit more of variation. And then I also used a dark green from Lang Yarn Wool Superwash, the 2575, so just a sock yarn that I've had in stash to make a couple of little leaves. So I put in a picture. I hope you really like it. It's really cute. She was really happy with it, so perfect present. And then my next finished object, and also what I'm wearing, I am so excited about. Let me try to show you. These are my knitted pants, so I'll try to stand up so you can see. So yeah, I'm also wearing my house slippers, so I have a very long ribbing, a couple of stripes, and then this, and then as you, let me try to show you here, I have a dark blue band as well. Oh, maybe if I stand, so if you can see, you have this line running through everywhere, and here, try to show you, here there's a decrease line. So normally there are no decreases in this pattern. This pattern are the tan line joggers by Brianna Lupino. There are no decreases, but I decrease them just because like they are not tight fitting, but they fit perfectly with like maybe 2 centimeters or 3 centimeters of positive ease, which is like perfect for me to wear these days when it's colder inside and outside, and just perfect to lounge around in and study and stuff like that. Then let me give you some information about it. I used 3.5mm needles for just the stockinette part, and then 3.75 and 3mm needles. No, not 3.75, 3.25 and 3mm needles for the ribbing. So the ribbing at the waistband I did on 3mm needles, and at the bottom of the legs on 3.25mm needles. Then I started with size 5 when I made the gauge swatch, measured it, and then did some calculations for my measurements. That would be the best one, but once I started I held it up and it was just too big. So then I kind of like held it around my waist where it was important for me to fit the best. And then I just pinched off, like, okay, I want a bit of positive ease, but not like it's gonna fall down, because it's just too much positive ease. So I pinched off those stitches, I counted them, and then I came out that I should make size 3. So I frogged everything and started again with size 3, and this is size 3. Everything worked out perfectly. And then I did some measurements. Maybe you would have seen it on Instagram, but like I did some measurements once I finished like separating for both legs, and then was halfway through on my thigh. I measured it just to decrease till around my knee, so those were the decreases I showed you. And what I just did is you have at the front and at the back this slip stitched edging or row, you can see, mimicking a seaming line, and I went just in between those two lines in the middle. I just decreased 2 stitches every 3 rows. That worked out perfectly for my gauge, just to make them more fitting, using less yarn and making them a bit faster, because every extra stitch decreased is 1 less you have to knit on the next row. And then also like I showed you, I did 3 contrast colored stripes. This was something in the beginning I wasn't sure if I would have enough of the grey yarn, because I wasn't thinking about decreasing, and to make sure I had enough, I thought just let me put in some stripes, and then because of the decreasing I have enough, had enough grey yarn, but I still wanted to do the stripes, so I did them anyway to give them a more sporty look and make them a bit more interesting. Also for me, like at the end it was just knitting many rows of just grey stockinette, and I was kind of bored. So it was perfect, like, come on, say like 20 more and then I can start the stripes, which is interesting again on another level. They're about 2 centimeters wide, or in length you could say. So those are them, and they fit perfectly. I haven't really been wearing them because I finished them. So after my last episode I was telling you I really wanted to finish them, and it worked out. On Saturday night I stayed up late and I finished them, and then on Sunday I sewn in an elastic. So I have an elastic at the top of the waistband, so I just sew down the ribbing just for the elastic. So for the rest the ribbing is still loose, but it has an elastic just to be more comfortable, because yeah, that's what I want. So, and then after that I washed and blocked it, and then I needed to leave. So it's just been at home for a whole week drying, and then now this weekend I went home so I could take you with me, and now I've been wearing it almost the whole day, except for when I need to go to class, but I will be wearing this the whole day. Then the yarn I used is Fortissima. In the light grey color is number 2053, and the blue color or the navy color is 2040. Everything will be linked on my Ravelry page as well, but I find it very soft, but not too soft. Like sometimes those superwash yarns that don't, like just a normal superwash yarn, feel softer, but I'm always afraid that they will break faster and stuff. So this is just like your workhorse sock yarn, 70% superwash wool and 25% nylon, to give some strength as well, because I think I will be wearing this a lot, but we'll see. I'll definitely tell you about it maybe in a couple months, how much I've worn it and stuff like that. And then I think that's everything I wanted to tell you about this. I just have knitted pants. I'm very excited about them, and they are just very light but very warm, so I found them perfect for this cooler weather and just lounging around on these more grey days. Then those were my 2 finished objects, and then for my works in progress I have 3 of them to tell you. So let me first show you this bag that I told you about last time. So this is just a pair of vanilla socks, just toe up. So yeah, I think, I don't know, maybe I did 1 to 2 centimeters on them since you saw them last time, but these ones just let me show you them closer up, just come with me to class, maybe in between we have a break of a couple of minutes, I can knit on them, or say during lunch and I'm finished early and other people are still eating or talking, I can just knit a bit on them and be social. Or I have one class that I kind of knit during it because I find it very boring, and yeah, it works out for that one class. And the yarn I'm using, I think, yes, here the tag is in here. So it's Himalaya from World of Yarn. So let me show you this one. And this is color 3. This is just your standard sock yarn, and it has 25% nylon or polyamide and 75% wool. So these ones are going back in here. These ones are just my vanilla toe-up recipe on 2.5mm needles that I'm using, and those ones I'll be taking with me again to in my school bag, and they just stay there. Then my other work in progress is my Twist and Turns, the MKAL from Stephen West. So if you don't want to see them, spoiler warning for clue 1 and 2 are finished, and I started on clue 3. So I can completely understand them if you don't want to see them, because I am trying to avoid spoilers as well. But I think you probably have seen them as well. I have seen some as well, so I'm like, you've been warned, but that's all. Okay, so I'm using the suggested needles, 3.5, and the yarn I'm using is Alpaca Iseker 2. No, Iseker Alpaca 2. And I have 3 colors, and then let me show you. So last time, where was I? Okay, so last time I showed you them, I am trying to, my yarn that's attached is trying to come loose. I have stitches on hold that are coming loose. Okay, let's show you this way. It looks so good on screen. So last time I had clue 1, this is clue 1 finished, and I was here where this blue whale is. So I had like say 2 sections done of clue 2, and that was all. So I finished this wing completely, finished the other wing completely, finished the these cable section on both sides completely as well, as you can see. So that's clue 2, and then I started clue 3, and I am getting tangled in my yarn, and this is clue 3. So you have this like traveling 1 by 1 twisted stitches pattern that will go on. I think I'm about halfway through, so I have to do this another half time, and then again on the other side. And I think I have to make some I-cords for something to do with these cables. I'm not sure about those. I haven't read further in the pattern. It's just something I saw glancing at the video. So that's it. I've knit this in very fast, but I thought I would probably be finished today, but I just didn't have any time to knit yesterday. I didn't knit a stitch. Oh my god, I'm just remembering. I just didn't have time. So but this is pretty mindless knitting. You just have to keep track on changing your stitches. You have like 25 stitches on the needles, so it goes pretty quickly. But it's like not that mindless knitting that you can't, like say, sometimes I can read and knit at the same time when it's just plain. So like for the non-cable rows I could do that. For these garter short rows I could do that as well, but for this one I can't, so I can't really combine that at the moment, so I will see. But I think it will go pretty fast, and then we'll see what the next part is. I have seen a couple of spoilers, like I just came across them on Instagram, or say like on thumbnail for one of my podcast episodes that I'm watching on YouTube, but I've seen them like briefly, so I know we're doing something here, and I think it's stripe, but that's all. I haven't really looked into detail at them, so that's for when I finish this one, then I will look into detail. Just trying to keep hurting myself almost, trying to keep the mystery for myself. So yeah, that's that. And so the colors I've been using, I have color 3 is this yellow ochre color, color 21 is the red one. So this is my main color, this is my contrasting color, and the yellow is my accent color. And then my contrast color is E8S, and this brown color, like say light brown, is from their 100% undyed line. So yes, that's what I've been doing. I have also, is this the side? No, on the other side. So for like your second wing, you need to purl all the things. So it's garter stitch, but like reversed for purling. And as I'm holding this up, you can maybe see it, or maybe not, but you have like, it's rippling here. And so I did this one in garter stitch, but it's not that much bigger, but it is a bit looser than I would have thought. I thought because I don't have problems with growing out or things like that. But it is a bit bigger and looser, so I just fudged it so I could just knit my garter stitch in, and not have to purl everything, just because I didn't want to like have this very loose effect. I think just with this one part I can just block it out, and we'll see. I don't see a problem with it, but I'll also found it just a little bit more enjoying to just have to knit them all, definitely with like seeing that this is a bit looser than on the other side. Because if I show you the other side, you can see it is rippling maybe a little bit, but not that much as the same. Okay, so I hope to definitely show you that I'm somewhere on clue 4 the next time I show you, so in 2 weeks. Maybe that I'm finished, I don't know. It depends on how intricate clue 4 is. If it's like very mindless knitting, then I can do that together with lots of different things. But if it's like something that I really need to read line by line, it will probably take a bit longer. But I don't have any problem with that. I'm just knitting and seeing where I get. And then my last whip, and this is one that you haven't seen yet. I've been talking about it for a longer time, and at the moment it's attached but not really attached. And I just have a little bit because I had a problem with the yarn. Let me tell you all about it. So this will be the staple linen top by Giochi Locatelli. I am making the 2XL size, and I'm using 3.5mm needles, so the same one as for my MCAL. So that's the reason that this is not on needles at the moment. So I will just put this on a cable, and then I can switch the needles when I want to work on this one. So I've just done the start of the back. So like you have, I don't know how good you can see, but you have like a couple of rows to just give a little bit more shaping at the back, and then in between these markers you have like an twisted stitch panel. So that's it. What yarn I am using is it's a linen from okay, so as you can see, it is not attached because there's no more yarn here. It's a linen from Bart and Francis. Let me have a look at the name. I looked it up earlier. It's Super Linen Batiste single in the color number 4025. 25, no, 4052. I'm sorry. And it's like this ochre color. Oh, it is very similar to my MCAL color, maybe a bit brighter. So yes, this is a color I really love. I think this is a color that really complements my complexion, you could say. But I had like 2 big cakes of it, and I'm using 4 strands held double to get a sport weight gauge because it's a very thin yarn. So as you can see here, these are 4 strands held together, and this is like a fingering to sport weight yarn thickness. I'm getting tangled, let me just put that here. So what I did, I started knitting this, no problem, but I had like a couple of like loose, so I had my yarn cakes. So say, let me try to give you an example. So say this is your yarn cake, and you can see like some of those strands are a little bit looser, but I had like a very long loose strand, so I tried to like roll them up and stick them into the cake, and then everything was getting tangled. And because linen is very strong, like if I hold those 4 strands together and I try to pull them apart, that doesn't work. But like one of those strands is pretty thin, and if you just give enough force, it just breaks. And because it's so small, it tangles very easily. So I just had like 2 cakes, and they were all tangled into each other and on themselves as well. So what I did is just I broke the yarn, and I wound all of these separate balls. So I also have like larger ones and smaller ones, like some of these ones. And so yeah, even while winding these balls, I had some problems with the yarn tangling. So I have balls who are single stranded. So half of my cakes, one of my cakes I wound single stranded because it was very hard, and the other one was less tangled, and that one I wound double stranded. And we'll see if I have a problem. I just unwind those double stranded ones and do them singly. So I have about 250 grams of this. I think I had 1 cone of 250 grams, I think. I don't really remember out of the top of my head, but I think I had more than 2,000 meters. I'm not completely sure. So I'll definitely make sure when I'll get further into it to tell you about that. So I had 2 cones. I had 2 cones of about 125 grams, I think. So what I did is I wound 2 cones and then tried to use them together to have 4 strands. That didn't work out, so I made separate balls, and now I'm just knitting. So what I have to do is I have to knit to a couple of centimeters for the back, and then I have to do the front and then attach them together. So this will probably be my more easy knitting that I can do. I think I can do it almost mindlessly, like when I say while I'm reading, because it's just knitting and purling back and forth at the moment. But the only thing is with this twisted stitch column pattern in the middle, I will have to see if I can do it. But maybe it's like just, yeah, we'll see. And otherwise, if I really want to read and knit, I also have my socks I can use for that. So yeah, that's that. For the rest, I have some yarn coming, but I don't have them yet, so I will show those to you next time. Because I'm thinking about making another amigurumi for one of my friends. But I will show you once the yarn is here. I'm thinking I wanted to tell you something else. Oh yes, I got my advent calendar from a homespun house. So let me just... Yes. Here it is. So it just came into a normal cardboard box. But if you can see, I have all these all these little bags with all numbers on them, with some yarn in them. I chose for the option to have a big extra skein number 25 for Christmas Day, and then I think I also have some decorations or something. I've got those, I think maybe 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, but I only brought them with me last night just because I didn't have any place in my luggage to bring them from home to here. But now they're here, and they'll be here just for when December 1st starts. Then I don't really have any plans except for finishing my MCAL and then the staple linen top. I have a pair of 24 days socks by Potter and Bloom at home that I don't take with me because I'm using my advent from last year for knitting those. And then once I'm finished with that, I want to knit a sweater with my the leftovers, not really leftovers, just the rest of my advent yarn. So maybe that's something to start, but I'll have to see when I'll get somewhere, because it is a very busy, I have lots of classes and all of that. So I think that was everything I really wanted to tell you about my yarn and my knitting. I'm just looking around me, but that's all. Let me have a look. No, on my notes, that's all. So I think I'll just catch you up on a bit of life at the moment. So if you're not interested in my life talk, I completely understand. But I also completely understand if you're a curious person and wants to know some things. So have a good day, and I hope to see you in 2 weeks. For those of you who are interested, let me tell you a bit. So last week was very busy. I had some kind of like pre-exam. So we had 3 exercises that we had like an hour and 10 minutes to make them and give them in on 4 points. So all our exams are on 20 points. So 4 out of 20 points are already gone, and I don't have my grades yet for that, but I was studying for that and so on. So that happened. I lost my glasses. So on the 11th of November, we of course remember World War I and all of that. And in Belgium it's pretty big, and Ypres, where I live, it's even bigger. So the city where I live in, Ypres, has a lot of things to remember, which is important as well. But on the 11th of November we also have St. Martin. So you have Santa Claus, probably in the US. I don't really know how it is in the UK or in other countries, but in Belgium we have Sinterklaas. So maybe you hear the same thing. You could say they're brothers, like Sinterklaas comes on the 6th of December, but St. Martin is his brother, and he comes on the 11th of November, but just like in a couple of cities in Belgium. Like in Ypres he comes at that moment, but in most of other cities it's not. It's on 6th of November. But that means that on the morning of the 11th, when you wake up, you have chocolate, you have sweets, and you get a couple of presents. So it's always a time where we get together with family. So what I did is on Thursday I went out partying with my friends. So on Friday morning early I took the train back, because I have almost a 3-hour journey to get home. But the train had some technical issues, so he got delayed, and I took another train to get to the station where I needed to transfer trains. But because of the delay, the train that I normally would have took just left 10 minutes earlier, so I had about a 40-minute wait on the next train. So I just sat on the platform reading. But I read without my glasses. When I'm reading a book, I read without my glasses, because I need my glasses to like see further away, not for reading. So what I did, I had my jacket on and a cowl. And what I did is I put my glasses, I hang them on there, and probably when I stood up to go into the train, they fell off. I didn't recognize, or I didn't feel it, anything. And then on the moment I sat down on the train, put my luggage down, I was like, everything is a bit blurry. I'm missing something. So I'm feeling, okay, I don't have my glasses on my head, and I'm feeling around my chest area, because this is where I put them, but they weren't there either. So I just like tried to have a look out of the train if they were anywhere there where we were waiting, but I couldn't find them. So I have like some kind of spare pairs, my sport glasses, and so yeah, I lost my glasses. So what we did the next day, we bought some new glasses. So I hope that next time when I film, I'll have my new glasses, and otherwise you will be looking at a person without glasses. Or maybe I've put in a request at Lost and Found at the train station. Maybe they found my glasses, we will see. But anyway, I've bought a new pair, because I can't really live without glasses, and I can wear contact lenses like I'm doing now, but I'm not used to it, and I just like wearing glasses more. I've been like the last couple of days I have not worn my glasses, and I've been like a whole day trying to put them better on my head, but I'm not even wearing them. So it's just, I'm just very used to them, let's say it that way. So that happened. So we went to both my grandparents to have dinner. No, we had lunch and we had brunch, not dinner. So and then we got our little presents and our chocolate and just been with family this weekend, which was really nice. Just before yeah, it's like the beginning of the holiday season, you could say, and then the next thing is Christmas for us. So I did that, and last night we went to a concert. So my mom, my sister, and me, we went to Bastille. So maybe you know them, maybe don't. They're a band from the UK, and normally we would have seen them in at the beginning of April, but due to logistic issues, their stuff couldn't get to Belgium. So now 7 months later, we finally saw them, and it was an amazing concert. I had one of a very good night. So yeah, that was pretty good start to the week, because today is Tuesday, so yesterday was Monday. So on Monday evening we saw them. So those were my 2 weeks that went by. Lots of schoolwork. I don't really have the motivation to do it, so I'm trying to maybe say like, oh, just knit a couple of rows and then work on this or work on that. So we'll see. This is week 8 of the semester, so I have like 4 to 5 more weeks. Like in the 5th week, like the last week is just some catch-up lessons and some last exercise sessions, maybe a practical session, but not a lot of theory we're getting anymore. So I have like 4 more weeks of classes going, and then exam season is already there. So it's flying by again, and it's very busy. But yeah, that's just life, and we'll deal with it and just try to knit when we have time. And then for the coming 2 weeks, of course, lots of classes. And I'm going to another concert. So for my 18th birthday, from one of my aunts, I got concert tickets to go with her together to a combined concert of Within Temptation and Evanescence. But that was just at the beginning of the pandemic, so it has been postponed 3 times, and now next week on Tuesday, I think, we can finally see them. So I'll tell you all about that in the next episode, and I think that's like the most exciting things that are happening in the upcoming 2 weeks. So I hope you have a very good week, and yeah, enjoy yourself. Try to just enjoy the what you're knitting, and just all of that. Okay, I think that's everything I wanted to tell you. Hope to see you next time. Bye!